But what changes over here? You will be having this like that. Q phi f, EI, EF, and finally EC, EV, and EC. But within this region, what have we seen is that phi s is between phi f and 2 phi f. That means if this is phi f, this part is less than this. So basically this part here, so this is EI 0 and this is EI infinity. Okay, so this is Q phi s. Right? First thing to note that after this condition, now check this out. This was already done. Number 4, this was the band diagram and this is the band diagram for the MOSFET in this situation. Here the surface was intrinsic, right? Because the EI equal to phi f at the surface. Okay? So now if you are applying a VGB even higher than that, what will happen? Phi s goes, so EI0 becomes lower than phi f at the surface. So now what we can say is that phi f is closer to EC on the surface rather than the EV, making that the surface is gradually becoming N-type now. Okay, that's starting to get an N-type. We will understand that what is the meaning of strong inversion after a while. So this is an improvement over your ED, because in the basic ED course you will find that it is either totally strong inversion or depletion and then accumulation or something. Here we are separating out all the regions. Things will become clear now. Notice that under this condition it is less than 2 phi f. That means we call this region as weak inversion because it is still less than 2 phi f. It's called weak inversion region. It's still a region because it is, again, as you can see, it's a range of values. It's not the condition for a particular value. Then why is this region so important? Notice for one, until we had reached this region, that is the intrinsic condition, we were driving away the holes. We did not have the electrons there. So the only charge which was available in the semiconductor was because of this depletion, right? Now, since we are having this lower, so there will be 1 or 2 electrons in the conduction band, but again there is band bending also, so the band bending will be wider still. So this is W depth. Again, depletion width means these are comprising of B minus ions. So now the total charge in the semiconductor, we will see the capacitance in a while. The total charge in the semiconductor is comprised of now 2 things, 2 entities. Earlier, until depletion, it was only B minus ions. Only the negative charge was B minus ions. So whatever positive charge you were putting before this weak inversion region, that was balanced only by the negative charge due to B minus ions. Now, in the weak inversion region, what happens? It is balanced by B minus plus the little bit of electrons which are coming on the surface. Understood? Now we will see after as we go along in this course, although we will not be designing the circuits in this course in this region, this is going to be the current technology all throughout all industries anywhere. This is called subthreshold conduction. As we have seen already in your electron devices classes, so phi f equal to 2 phi f is the condition for strong inversion or the threshold voltage, right? So now we are saying that we are going to have some electrons there. So that means channel is beginning to get formed. So this is called subthreshold conduction. This is the beginning of subthreshold region. Okay, so we will call this subthreshold conduction. If time permits, you know, like subthreshold is the de facto standard. Okay, Subthreshold is the only reason why your battery lasts in your smartphone. The entire world of like handhelds, like this ADVD course is about, as I told you, 180 nanometers and higher VD, like saturation region conduction, much higher than VT and all. So this is happening. This would be good enough for your olden days computers, desktops actually, not laptops. Okay. So what was the era like when laptops came into the market? Like 2000, right? 2004-5, right? So before that, so essentially whatever we are doing in this ADVD course for saturation region is valid before 2004. So this whole world of laptops, smartphones, and everything what you see around us with high battery backup, low power design. Low power design is possible only in the subthreshold region. So please, this is not specifically taught in the ED course, but this is, just keep that in mind. If time permits, we will go more deeper into this. Okay. Now this is subthreshold conduction in this region. Okay. Something interesting starts happening now. What is the CGB? So as I told you, before the weak inversion over here, until the depletion and intrinsic condition, where we have finished in the last lecture, we had seen that CGB was equal to 1 by Cox plus CSI, right? I just told C silicon because here also it will be C silicon. The only difference is that C silicon is going to have two components now. Earlier, C silicon was only because of C depletion, because there were no electrons on the surface. So with an inverse over here. So now in this case, however, the C silicon is equal to two components. Now notice the COX, how did we measure that? There was an oxide here and a CSI here. Okay, what is the terminal over here? This is essentially coming to the metal. So obviously you are applying what? VGB. Make sense? What is the other terminal of the CSI over here? Notice that the CSI is going to cover up the entire region of C depletion. C depletion matlab this is charge separation, right? So beyond that charge separation over here, what is the voltage at this point? Notice what is the definition of C depletion? Depleted of the majority carriers. Majority carriers are p-type holes. So beyond C depletion, this is essentially, this region is swarming with holes. And these holes are, remember, these are free carriers. They are essentially able to move wherever they want. Meaning that if you have put a ground, this ground potential reaches here as well. Clear? Because this is essentially filled with mobile free holes which are essentially connected to the ground. So obviously this point also is 0 volt. Okay. So now in this case, C silicon is here. That C silicon will comprise of two components. One is because of the B minus ions. The other one, on the other hand, is simply because of the electrons which are at the channel, stuck to the surface, right? So this C silicon will be equal to, but again notice the C silicon will have one C depth, that is because of the B minus ions. The other one will be what? The same nodes only, but C inversion. Got it? The C inversion is because of the inversion of the surface, right? So notice the situation, COX in series with C dep and C inversion in parallel. Parallel capacitance कैसे होता है? Simply C dep plus. Very good. Getting me, everyone? So what is the situation here? We will be having this 1 by COX plus 1 by C dep plus C inversion. Okay, let's just get back to what we did earlier. Check this out. Depletion mode, there was only CSI component, only C dep. Here today we are having C depth plus C inversion because the electrons have started coming in on the surface beyond phi s, okay, in the weak inversion region. Now, what is the value of C inversion? This is interesting. What we will notice is that C depletion is something which keeps on increasing. Why? Because if you notice that like the beam, as we are applying more voltages, C depletion will keep on spreading, going towards the right, okay. So charge separation increases. At the same time, the B minus ions also keep on increasing, right? You are depleting more and more carriers. But the moment the electrons start coming in, what is the capacitance because of C inversion? Think about it. What is the charge separation because of these electrons? You have got some positive charges here on the metal. You are anyway applying positive VGD, right? VGB, right? And C inversion, that is the electrons over here, they are stuck only at the surface. Again, only one capacitance comes into play, that is C aux. I know. So this plus ions on the metal terminal and the electrons on the surface, charge separation is only oxide thickness. Yes or no? Huh? So that means C inversion is going to be very high compared to C depth. Everyone with me? So now what we will observe in, where is that? In the CV curve, what will happen here? Notice in the depletion region it had started falling down because of C depletion. So the slope here was 0, right? The slope was 0, it was flat. Beyond that, the slope started increasing. After the inversion region, what will happen? Because of the electrons started coming in, the slope will start decreasing again. So the maximum slope in the CV curve will occur only at phi s equal to phi s. So if the slope of this curve starts decreasing, what will happen? What will it look like? Very simple. Somewhat like that. At some point, we will see now, it will be the minimum. The exact nature of this curve, we are doing it intuitively. If you are in higher degree, we would have done all the equations and all. Not necessary for this course. Okay. So this is so just keep in mind that in the interview, if they ask in the CV characteristics, what is the maximum slope? The maximum slope occurs at phi s equal to phi f in the intrinsic condition. Because after it becomes intrinsic, the MOSFET or the MOS capacitor starts becoming, the surface of the MOS capacitor starts becoming N-type rather than the P-type. Make sense? Right, very good. So we will just add number 4 in this condition. So what is number 5 here? Huh? Sorry, any questions, anyone? Please feel free to ask. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. So see, inversion, why are we even calling the term inversion again? Inversion term meaning inversion of the majority carriers. Majority carriers are holes, so surface, whenever we say surface is becoming inverted, meaning inverted of the majority carriers. So majority carriers are holes, so after inversion, this point over here becomes filled with electrons. That's the whole idea about inversion. Now, these electrons are getting settled up in this small region. No need to get kind of confused, but for the sake of completion, the bright ones you will understand. Notice the situation. You are having one barrier here because it's a potential barrier because of the oxide, right? It's an oxide barrier. It will not allow the electrons to flow. On the other side, you notice, what is this? This is the boundary of the conduction band. And this entire region here is forbidden, the electrons cannot flow. So the electrons which are in this triangular kind of region is nothing but triangular quantum potential well. Okay, don't get like scared, but this is what happens. That means you are confining the electrons in a very small region of space. And just for the sake of knowing, this size is basically the inversion thickness. Okay, now what is the order? A fraction of an angstrom unit actually. Okay, it's very, very small. We usually consider that it is almost very, very small region. That means, how did we put it? MOS, reverse it here. This is your MOS structure, right? This is how it is looking. So what have we said? That the entire electron, bunch of electrons, that is the inversion, is occurring in a fraction of an angstrom. That means what? All the charges, remember we said all the charges are located exactly on the surface. What is that? Charge sheet approximation. Fantastic. So I told you about the charge sheet approximation. This is what it happens. So whenever you are doing the band bending in the weak inversion region, the electrons are trapped only at a very, very like few angstrom, less than 1 angstrom actually, of space in the y direction. That means it is only stuck on the surface. Okay, na? That's why it is called charge sheet. The electrons are behaving like a sheet of charge just underneath the surface. Everyone with me? So that is the whole reason why we call this charge sheet approximation, and that remains valid for any of the large devices. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All whatever we are doing at 180 nanometers and higher. Okay, small devices में थोड़ा different हो जाता है. Yes. Width of C inversion. C inversion is not the width. Basically, say thickness of the inversion layer, right? So there are two. The band bending occurs from a depth of W depth. So wherever you have got the band bending, beyond the band bending, it is what? Look at this. This is p-type material, simple p-type material, substrate body. As you go along until this region, what is happening? You will be having only B minus ions, which are the depleted carriers. So essentially, that becomes depleted atoms or dopants. So that's B minus depletion region. Beyond the region where this EI crosses EF, what is this point? Intrinsic point when EI equal to EF, right? This is the EF point. Huh? So the only way it is different from this is EI equal to EF at the surface. With higher biases, this intrinsic point has moved slightly towards the Y. Correct? So this region, so that means beyond the inversion region to the surface is the place where we will be finding electrons. Right? If you can check this out here. Huh? So this small region is the place where you will be having electrons spread out throughout the surface. Correct? So this region is called the inversion. That is why. But it turns out that the thickness over here will be very small because EI is equal to EF and beyond. So that is, you have to do a much higher applied bias VGB to have that kind of a situation. So what happens is, as if the electrons are spread out only on the surface, not deeper. Okay? Yes. Correct, correct. Bulk, yes, bulk is 0.
But in the inversion charges, the width we are considering is the oxide width.
Yes, yes.
So shouldn't the terminus width be between the MOS?
No, see, B minus is spread out from the surface to the bulk. Okay. B minus is spread out through the surface to the bulk. That is the entire depletion width. Part of the depletion width happens to be this inversion layer. Okay. Now, these electrons on this surface, you are having this oxide. So basically, you have got this COX. The other terminal, as I told you, it is free of holes, but it is not, I mean, the electrons can anyway move over here as well, because electrons are free. Please remember, the depletion region matlab, you are doing a charge separation of the holes only. Depletion meaning depletion of majority carriers, that is holes. Okay, na? So what happens is, electrons which are coming on the surface, these electrons can actually percolate through the bulk anytime. So that means the electrons beyond this EI, they are actually connected to the ground. because the holes are separated until this part. So the holes are here beyond this region. Electrons are trapped in this part, but the electrons are essentially able to move to this region because of course the plus Vg you have applied on this terminal. Okay, na? So electrons will come here meaning that they are carrying the 0 volt until this part. Na? Okay, so one end will be 0 and the other one will be the surface. Okay. Now, okay, let me just finish this. So number 5 was weak inversion region. Condition phi f greater than phi f less than 2 phi f. Correct? I'll call this as number 5. As I told you, in this CV curve, this slope will keep on changing, decreasing until it becomes almost flat. Okay, the minimum value. What is the minimum value possible? Remember, this is CFB. This is the point of maximum slope. This is CGB minimum. Okay, at the minimum value. It turns out minimum means what? That means, let's come to number 6. This situation, minimum is happening at a particular value of phi s. Again, a condition. We will put one dot. Okay. Minimum कब होगा? When phi s equal to 2 phi f. Just look at the boundaries. It was less than 2 phi f. Here it is equal to 2 phi f. What is the scenario now? In this case, again, let me draw another one. MOS. You have applied certain VGB as usual. Q VGB. This is the new EFM. So here and goes like that. If it is 2 phi f, meaning this is Q phi f, EI infinity, EF. This is EI0. The surface potential being 2 phi f simply means over here you are going to have another Q phi f here. This is EC. I'm sorry, this will be EV. Just check this. Surface potential has become 2 phi f. Then, initially, in the previous lecture, okay, let me just go through that. What was P infinity actually? We have seen Ni e to the power of Ei infinity minus Ef by Kt. Okay, this was equal to Na, right? Just in the very much in the bulk. So this is the situation. Okay. So here we can also write Ni e to the power of Ei infinity minus Ef was how much? Phi f by Kt by Q is phi t. Nice. What is the value of N0 now? The number of free electrons at the surface. कैसे करोगे? What we will put here? Ni square by Na. Okay, let me just put it Ni square by P0. ठीक है? Ni square by what was P0? Ni e to the power of Ei infinity के बदले में Ei0 minus Ef by Kt. Correct? Simple. Notice this we can cancel. Ni e to the power of what? Ef minus ei0 by kT. The moment we have put phi s equal to 2 phi f, that means what is the gap between Ef minus ei0 over here? So that means Ni e to the power of phi f by phi t. What is that value? That means under this condition we will have N0 is equal to Na, which is obviously equal to P infinity. Okay, just through math I have done this, class 6 level algebra. What is interesting is, what is N0? Just see the physical significance. Number of electrons at y equal to 0 at the surface. What is P infinity? Number of holes in the bulk. Can we say that the surface is as much n-type as the bulk is p-type? Understood? Don't memorize. See, this is very simple. Okay. So what we have understood today, take home message, that at this condition phi s equal to particular value, you are going to have the surface is as much n-type as the bulk is p-type. This is the reason why we do it. Notice how did we even achieve that? We had doped the substrate P infinity as Na. But by applying the biases, what we have done is we have inverted the channel, meaning we have made the channel region or the exact surface as Na. समझ में आ रहा है? Now, if you want to find out the value of P0, interesting. क्या होगा? Again, it is under Ni square by Na. Ni square by N0. What is this? Ni square by N0 is Na now. Man, look. So that means at the surface we are essentially having holes as the minority carriers now. Just the situation was reversed compared to the bulk. Correct? Meaning that this is the situation we call, but again we cannot call this as the like inversion region. Region hai kya? This is a condition only. Phi s is a particular value. This is called onset of moderate inversion. Onset means just the beginning. So that is why it is called onset of moderate inversion condition. अच्छा, हमने अभी जो कहा है कि phi s equal to 2 phi f, does that mean that VGB equal to VT? No. This is the very catchy thing over here. VGB या VGS will become equal to VT after a little bit higher than this. We will understand that, because what is the condition right now? We internally inside the device we can only tell that the surface is as much n-type as the bulk is p-type. बस खत्म. इसके माने ये नहीं है कि the currents will start flowing here. ठीक है? Currents का flow करते हैं. Okay, so here let me just complete correspondingly. After you have got phi s equal to 2 phi f, the scenario just reverses in the VGB part. अभी क्या होने वाला है? Just notice this condition over here is like 2 phi f. Okay, but I cannot write VT just right now. No, VT थोड़ा हम देखेंगे कहाँ है. What is the condition? The surface has become as much like surface has become Na, as if you have doped the material with Na number of, instead of boron you have done with phosphorus, n-type dopant. ठीक है? Beyond this, you are not going to have any capacitance which will be decreasing. As I have told you, the slope will essentially become 0 over here. Okay. Why? Then after that what will happen? Notice that you have got the B minus ions as well, W depth, but after this phi s equal to 2 phi f condition, there is no need to deplete the channel anymore. You have got sufficient number of electrons to balance the electronic charge. So now you have got lot of electrons here. Okay. Now what is going to happen? If you apply higher VGB, the electrons will come and coolly replenish that. Remember, in the CV curve during the first or second lecture, we discussed what was the utility of the source terminal. Now, if you are changing this VGB very fast, then the electrons will not have the time to come from the substrate to the surface. That's a different condition altogether, situation. आपको क्या करना है? Source लगा दो. Then what will happen? The electrons will be supplied by the source. 10 gigahertz also it will supply. No issues. Correct? That is exactly what happens in a MOSFET. That is why MOSFETs work perfectly well in a 3 gigahertz laptop. But in a MOS capacitor, in this situation where we have not put the source, it won't work beyond 1 kilohertz also. Correct? समझ में आ रहा है? हाँ, ठीक है. Now, so beyond this phi s equal to 2 phi f, we have actually reached the maximum depletion width. Because beyond that, all the positive charges will be balanced only by the electrons, because sufficient electrons are there on the surface itself. No need to deplete any further. Okay, that means in this condition, what was the CGB now? Again the same thing, 1 by Cox plus 1 by C-dep वाला जो part था ना, and this is C inversion, fold inverse. C-dep वाला जो part था, remember, this is the same as the previous case. Okay, it's out of the, we had this. Now C inversion will be much higher compared to C-dep, so you can neglect this. Okay, because C inversion means the inversion charges, electrons are way higher. Now you do not even require to deplete the channel anymore, forget about it. Okay? Now the things will behave as if you are having one N-type material on the surface, not even P-type. Okay? So beyond this region, what will happen? The C depletion is gone. So what is the thickness between the charge separations? Earlier, what was the charge separation? Just imagine. Why was the capacitance over here was even decreasing in the first place? Because this was oxide devoid of any carriers. Perfectly fine. This depletion region was also devoid of carriers, which are the majority carriers. Because उस समय electrons नहीं थे. Correct. So that means you are simply increasing from this oxide thickness to Tox plus W depletion. So the charge separation was simply increasing. That is the reason why the capacitance was coolly decreasing. ठीक है ना? So now the moment you have the electrons on the surface, you need not bother. Then immediately after this phi s equal to 2 phi f, why this is such an important part? Immediately the charge separation has fallen down to drastically to Tox only. So capacitance क्या होगा? Shoot up directly here to there. Understood? Huh? We are not going into the exact calculations for what is the nature and all. If you want, you can join in the higher degree. I really want that. Okay? So, but if you are, see, the thing is that it's not that that is not important. That will be important if you are doing an MS or you want to join R&D profile of industry. यहाँ पर जो इंटेल के आते हैं ना, आपको सिर्फ सर्किट डिजाइन करने, डिजाइन भी नहीं, डिजाइन भी किया हुआ रहता है. You have to basically test and verify. That is, testing and verification is a standard profile in Cadence. You will be happy to know the entire class which I took, Advanced VLSI, all of them have been placed in Cadence का तो like what is that? Qualcomm had already taken and remaining students are all taken by Intel. Okay, so right now SanDisk is coming, many other companies are coming. We like, I do not have any ME Micro to give. Okay? So please learn this subject well. I want all the 300 students to fill up over there. I want Intel India to have only BITSIANs. Okay, that's the reason why I'm teaching BTech in the first place. In ME Micro, we are falling short. I mean, they come with 15 in their mind. We are going to take 15 guys. We do not have students anymore. It's, I mean, this is running so well. Okay. The only trouble which you guys are going to face is that we do not have a lab component for this course. Have you noticed that? So you will be doing all the analysis in this course, but I do not know how I can essentially train you to design circuits on your own. That is what would actually give you an edge. So higher degree में हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि there is a lab component where we will actually have the tutorials also. Tutorials में वहाँ पर सब design करते हैं अपने pen and paper पे. Then they are going to simulate out the circuits on Cadence, Synopsys, all the tools which are being used in industry as well as in academia for research. Okay, we have got that. Unfortunately, those are very expensive, and it costs us 40 lakhs for only 30 licenses. Okay, so थोड़ा पंगा है इसमें. We cannot provide to all so many students. But I think we can arrange some demonstration in which at least आप देखोगे कैसे होता है. That flow can be shown. I can ask my PhD scholars, or even I can also do that. एक लैपटॉप लगा के हम लोग यहाँ पर प्रोजेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Just for the sake कि इंडस्ट्री में कैसे, like the moment you enter Qualcomm, आपके सामने एक कंप्यूटर रहेगी और बताया जाएगा कि ये सर्किट डिजाइन करो. ठीक है. But if you are really into, if you want to go into R&D के लिए later on, if you want to go into like R&D, first of all they'll be looking for PhDs first thing. So but there are scopes that you can grow up in the industry ladder and essentially end up into R&D as well. Okay. So at the R&D level you will have to understand what is the slope of all that as well. तो इसीलिए वहाँ पर PhD चाहिए. Question? Yeah. First of all, just appreciate this thing. कि after phi s equal to 2 phi f, think about in terms of the charge separation. Here, all the positive charges, okay, negative charges were spread out inside the B minus, depletion region वगैरह. The moment you have crossed this phi s equal to 2 phi f, we will have sufficient, like infinite supply of electrons on the surface itself, on the channel. So automatically Tox, oxide thickness, plus W depth, this charge separation boils down to only Tox. And that happens like a snap of a finger the moment phi s equal to 2 phi f, that point only, that condition. So that is the reason why, although we had a kind of a smoother curve for falling, but the rising will be very fast. But as you know, nothing in the world, nothing in the universe is instantaneous. So this is 2 phi f, but it will take some time for the carriers to actually reach that place. Okay. That brings us to a very, very important idea. अच्छा, पहले weak inversion हो गए. I'll just fill this up. Number 6. What is that? Onset of मॉडरेट इन्वर्शन. एक चीज देखो, मैंने अभी तक phi s equal to 2 phi f को भी मैंने स्ट्रॉन्ग इन्वर्शन नहीं कहा. दिस इज मॉडरेट इन्वर्शन. ओके, ऑल दिस माइन्यूट थिंग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू टुडेज टेक्नोलॉजी. ऑनसेट ऑफ मॉडरेट इन्वर्शन कंडीशन phi s equal to 2 phi f. So onset of moderate inversion में what we notice is CGB is minimum, right? So once I give you a wafer, Intel में काम कर रहे हो, आपके ग्रुप ने दे दिया ये लो, you carry out the extractions. Why is CGB so important? क्योंकि मैंने जो बताया CGB implies, so you are doing CV measurement. We are trying to procure the CV measurement equipment in our clean room over here. Okay, we will deal with this after we finish the last one, strong inversion. What kind of information you get from the CV curve? Because whatever we are doing, this is all the internals of the devices. Okay. On a circuit level, how do you characterize this? I mean, what do you really gain such that you can design the actual circuits and ICs and chips? That is number 6. Number 7. What was the number 7? Phi s will become greater than 2 phi s. Okay? So I'll just put phi s greater than 2 phi s. Okay. Beyond that condition. अब phi s greater than 2 phi s कितना तक? Is it infinity? No. How much is this? So we will put 2 phi f plus 3 phi t. 3 to 4 phi t lagbhag. I mean, it depends on the applications, of course. Roughly we'll take 3 phi t. Why is this 3 phi t so important in our analysis and in electron devices course? Did you hear the term something called shallow dopant? No? My God. Huh? Please tell me, huh?
The one for the energy level and conduction level is different.
Donor energy level, it has got nothing to do with dopants, right? You will not even understand the jargon which is going on in industry unless you know all that. People in industry, they will be keeping on telling, okay, that's a shallow dopant. We need a deep dopant over here. In this particular region, in this N well, we need a deep dopant. At least समझना तो है यार. The fabrication people will do that. Let's not bother. But you have to understand the meaning of that. उनको अगर जाके पूछोगे, okay, I got an A grade in ED, but I do not know shallow dopant. अगले दिन आपका pink slip मिल सकता है. Pink slip means get lost. And unfortunately, this has happened in some of the seniors. Okay? But very, very few in number, but होते हैं. तो ऐसे करके don't go. We are here to help. If you do not know, please come up. Like Sarthak asked a question. Sarthak, right? Sarthak Agarwal. Huh? Sarthak Agarwal, I do not know who is. Huh? Nishant. So Sarthak kaun tha? Anyway, he has sent a mail. He had, sorry, I'm very bad with names. So Sarthak had asked one question. We will just tell that now, after a while. पहले shallow dopant and deep dopant, इसका क्या अर्थ है? You must remember. Okay. This will be used in industry, like these are, at least know how it is done. Okay. For this shallow dopant thing, forget about MOSFETs. Just simple silicon material. Okay. Intrinsic wala hai. Remember, I told you that this donor energy level ED should be such that this difference EC minus ED should be how much? Less than KT by Q. KT, sorry. Remember, shallow doping means आप जो doping दे रहे हो, it is seen as if this is the surface of water, this is the depth, which is very shallow. ठीक है, इंडस्ट्री में सब सिंपल टर्म्स ही यूज करते हैं वो लोग. ठीक है, shallow doping means that you are using materials such that the donor energy level is pretty close to EC. Meaning the mathematical expression is that, the whole idea is that, मतलब the more the dopant is shallow, it will take lesser energy to ionize. So that means at room temperature, Now it depends. For example, phosphorus and boron we are using for most or p-type and n-type dopants. Notice if you are using something for, you are designing something for space station. What is the temperature there? Definitely not 300 Kelvin, right? Kitna hoga? Sub-zero? Correct. If it is sub-zero, then you need to have a dopant. You need your space station to work, right? You need your circuits to work over there as well. So, Chandrayaan agar banana hai, या फिर मंगलयान में बनाना है, you are an engineer in ISRO, you are designing the circuit. NASA, okay, you are working, even think higher. You have to ensure that all the dopants you have used should be so close that they are going to ionize even at sub-zero temperatures, right? That is why NASA and all these ISRO instruments are way more expensive than the computers or smartphones you are using. That's a different technology altogether. Okay, I was involved in an ISRO project at one point of time in IIT KGP, so I will discuss about that sometime. Yeah, tell me. Yeah. If that doesn't happen, then it's like in way in space, there is no there is no source of heat for that matter. Yes, let me complete. That is the reason why if you do not have that heat in the ambience of the space, you are essentially not going to have any ionization at all. This kT by Q, T is actually negative. What will you do? T is not negative, 0 Kelvin is the least one. So T will be, say, how much? 100 Kelvin or so. You simply cannot get any ionization energy at all. So, as your friend is telling, you will be housing it in some kind of, and that is also heated up by the solar energy. That's the only way to do it. Okay, over there you cannot carry inverters and all. So coming back, I can get back to this again later. You can discuss this. That's not part of this course anyway. So for a general audience, so this is a shallow dopant. We have understood. Okay. Now notice that all the physics what we have done was essentially dependent on one very small equation, right? 1 by 1 plus e to the power of E minus EF by kT. What was that? Fermi-Dirac distribution function. Yes? Notice your professor, whenever you have done, you had actually done n equal to Fe dE, okay, into dE going from EC to infinity, right? You remember all that? I am not going into all those details. Just remember, what was the expression of Fe they used? They actually made one approximation as this is equal to E minus EF is such that this 1 can be neglected. Then this becomes e to the power of minus E minus EF by kT, and you go about deriving everything. Yes? When is this approximation possible? Socho. Huh? E minus EF should be greater than E minus EF by kT. 4 nahi 3 is enough. Kyunki e to the power of 3, how much is that? 20. Okay. So if you want to neglect this 1, आप neglect कैसे कर सकते हो? Only when this e to the power E minus EF by kT is way higher than 1. Yes? So all the entire device physics, all the circuits, everything is essentially dependent on that one. Otherwise it becomes really complicated, right? So 1 को यहाँ से हटाना है. तो E minus EF by kT क्या होना चाहिए? Suppose E equal to EF. What is that value? E to the power of 0 is 1. E minus EF by kT is equal to 1. So अगर आप देखोगे it becomes 2.7 or something. Now if E minus EF by kT is equal to 3, then e to the power of 3 is 20. So this becomes 20 and this is 1. So what is the error introduced? 1 upon 20, which is a very small value. So that means then this FD statistics goes into FMB, Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. That's like a free gas molecules, right? So What is this now? E minus EF is equal to 3 kT. That means the energy states